Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment. You can listen to The Mike O'Mara Show at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Well, what have we here?
It's a podcast.
Fine.
And what excitement we have today.
It's The Mike O'Mara Show with Mike O'Mara and Robb Spewak. Now, here's Mike.
I've been going back and forth on whether I would send Josh a video because of I always try to guard against looking like a real idiot, and I realized that when I see something that amuses me, and I love it, I realize it's probably been out there for a while, and so I bookmarked it, and then because I'm an idiot, it's I didn't bookmark it, I actually copied it, and then when I go into the book of Macintosh, the Macintosh has eaten it, and
the book of Macintosh. It's Old Testament, isn't it?
So early this morning, I go back and I try to retrieve it.
Yeah,
and I can't get it because it just seems like.
Can you tell us a little bit about the clip? Maybe
I think it's called Choco-Dog, and I just thought it would be a wonderful way to start our Thursday because Choco-Dog is the best example of someone dressing up their pets and pretending that their pets have human hands. There is no better.
I've seen video. I don't know if I've seen this.
It's not that a million people haven't done this.
Right.
I'm sure it's been done. It's certainly done with Weimaraners and all that. But man, this is the greatest example. And of the greatest examples, which there are many of them, this was the best one because the dog was exchanging money with the people like he was in a restaurant.
Remember when I showed you the old movie that had the Barkies? This is this to the next level. This is dogs doing people things.
Here is a little Choco-Dogger.
Oh, good.
This is what I enjoy.
Oh, he's a pit bull.
That's my favorite part. That's the point. The point. All right, now he's got the
rubbing his hands because he got food put in front of him.
Little biscuit.
And he's feeding himself, except he's not.
The hands are, in my humble opinion, brilliant.
Yeah, the fact that he's wearing orange gloves to make them really pop, yeah, it's huge.
It's beautiful. All right, can we get another Choco-Dog? Because they're multiples.
And he gives a thumbs up to the
Choco-Dog. And this is really, when I have to validate periodically the fact that I have a walnut-sized brain. I definitely and I don't know who I'm trying to fool. Everybody that listens to this show knows that as far as getting things wrong, I'm about 60-40, 40% wrong, 60% right, and I might be being extremely generous.
I think that's quite accurate. Now, do you ever watch videos on the TikTok or anything of people that make their dogs talk?
This is different. This
is very different, but I like the talking dog ones too. If you ever check out, there's.
Do we have another Choco-Dog?
Of course we do.
Chance?
Oh, okay, right. Yes, in the wings.
All right.
What's he got?
A fruit cup.
Oh, it's a fruit cup. Okay.
It's
I like the throwing over the shoulder.
I like that he's excited when he eats.
Yeah, with the hands.
Fists.
And the hands. Choco-Dog is brilliant, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's just, first of all, I think you have to have the mellowest dog to be able to do it. So it breaks the stereotype of pit bull. There you go. Choco-Dog.
Do you think his owner, Choco-Dog, I'm just going to call him
I've seen his owner, too. I've seen his owner. They treat the dog. I think the dog's a meal ticket for him. Is
it a man and wife?
And
yes.
what if,
hot wife, too.
Oh, yeah.
And what if you give Choco-Dog a steak?
Oh, and it's
it's a fake steak.
It's a mock steak, yeah.
He's not happy. Fake steak. Fake steak. That's the deal. Now, they love their dog. They're going to give it. Oh, what's going on? What?
Oh, he has to pay.
What has he got?
He had money. He's paying for the steak.
Oh, money, the fake money. Oh, he's frustrated. Choco-Dog. I'm sorry.
Now, why don't you? Could you make a video like that? Anything
with one of my dogs?
With one of your dogs?
Hell no.
No?
Absolutely no. There's no self-control. There is this elderly dog on the street that first thing I do when Mrs. O'Mara is out slaying the dragon, supporting our household. Mrs. O'Mara is out taking my son to school.
Right.
Slaying the dragon till the evening tonight. And then So I'm responsible for tending to the pooches. And
Right.
when I take them out, they go badass over this poor elderly dog that's being walked on our street.
What
And
kind
they
of dog
go
is
nuts.
the old dog?
Oh, boy.
Like some sort of
Mutt.
mix? Yeah, is it biggish or smallish or
Bigger
medium?
than they are. And,
Yeah,
you know.
because an older big dog can look so sad
Yeah.
when
I
they're
think
walking. Yeah,
Look, I'm a believer that pit bulls are like any other dogs, that they, given the right amount of love, they can be wonderful. The pit bulls that get in trouble are the ones that are left out in the yard and are encouraged to be. And too many people have pit bulls that want to be tough. Because that's what is important in our society nowadays, being tough. By the way, on the bonus show this week, we love to tackle the big issues.
Yes.
And we will tackle the issues of why we have become so rude. Why we have become so rude. Because the
shut up, Mike.
And the rudest behaviors, one of them is interrupting.
I was joking there.
I understand, but
Yes.
I wanted to give you the look. Were you doing him?
Oh, yeah. But Mike wasn't done talking. But Rob talked anyway. Coming up next
I hate myself.
on Dateline on the National Broadcasting Company.
Was he
Channel
being
4.
rude or wasn't he being rude? As it turned out, the dentist was actually a crook. Well done, Mike. Really, really stellar job.
Tight as a
Stellar job, just as tight as can be.
Now, do you have any?
But what was the dentist putting in his butt? Anyway.
So
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm never going to give up. I won't give up.
I'm tired, Mommy.
Oh, I didn't put the new one in. And I asked Rob to edit that. He sends me within 10 seconds. Rob sends me a beautifully edited version, and dipshit McFaddigan doesn't
Mike.
load it into his machine.
language.
I'm being a little self-deprecating today because I certainly will complain if I feel people aren't stepping up their game, and I have to step up my game. And so when I ask somebody to do something and it's done lickety-split, it's my job to get it into the machine. Now
It seems, Mike, like we're a little close to you giving yourself a speech. So I think we could avoid that, and I've got something that could cheer you up.
Oh, this is a palate cleanser.
Is this the new commercial? Now,
Yeah.
yes. Now, another example would be I came in today, and one of the things I asked Josh, I said, "Is the new commercial done?"
Mm-hmm.
Do we want to talk about the methodology for this to set it up? Because I think that might be helpful.
We could, or we just show it
Well,
and
the
then talk
bottom
about
line
it
is
after.
this is a bad dubbing of our voices.
I don't know if
on
it's
a
bad. I watched it a lot of times. I think it's pretty good.
I haven't seen it. This is the first time. By the way, if you haven't been living under a rock, we're doing a cruise, the TMOS Love Boat Cruise, and we are doing it in December.
So you're right.
And yes,
For those audio-only listeners, I guess it's good to explain that we are replacing our voices on a scene of the Love Boat.
Yeah, it looks like it's Doc and Captain Steubing and the bartender Isaac is what it looks
all right,
like.
very good. Let's roll the new commercial.
TMOS Love Boat.
Oh, hey, Mike, are you excited about the TMOS Love Boat?
I already have my tickets, if that's what you mean.
Really? But what about all the others? All the listeners need to join us.
All the listeners.
It's December 5th out of Miami, Florida, with stops on a private island in Nassau with food, drinks, and fun. All your TMOS family and a TMOS live show.
A live show.
Mike, I want you to know how appreciative I am of all these cruise talk.
Yes. Well, Josh, I wanted to talk to you about ticket sales.
It's never been easier to join us on vacation. You can buy all the tickets online, use a computer like this. Go to MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Oh, my God. As we predicted, Rob Spewak, as we predicted. Josh Soroka as Isaac.
Best
That
supporting
is,
actor. Absolutely.
That's great.
Yeah.
Because that's what you want. In a comedy sketch, you want it to have a crescendo, as it did.
It builds, but it also tells a story, and that's good too.
Rob had to go back and redo his part because he messed up yesterday and
Yeah.
said December 3rd instead of December 5th.
Yeah, I was thinking. I was
You had
thinking of
Jimmy's on your
Jimmy's. I
mind.
think I had Jimmy's on my mind, which is also great. But my apologies. But at least someone caught it. I was so excited with the creative end that I missed a detail.
And to be fair, we didn't catch it during the recording.
Right?
I didn't catch it during the edit. It took my wife to catch it.
Really? Oh well, she gets Best Supporting Actor then.
All right, yes, I know it's going to be painful for the audio listeners. I don't know why you mentioned the audio listeners, but that we have to because there are people that
That's the
listen
majority.
only audio, the majority of them, as we
If you are an
desperately
audio
try to move
listener-
our audience along. Yes.
Into the 90s. If you're imagining this in the mind's eye, what you have to know is Josh has. This is just for the audio listeners. He has AI'd the mouths of the characters so they match perfectly to the dialogue.
No,
If
Not
you're-
exactly.
They match one moment in the entire video. It looks like it matches perfectly.
It's the
Let's
end
roll
of
it
Mike's
one
line,
more
right?
time. Let's
yeah.
do it.
Okay.
TMOS Love Boat.
Oh, hey, Mike. Are you excited about the TMOS Love Boat?
I already have my tickets. If that's what you mean.
Really? That was matched up. But what about
I
all
like
the
it more
others?
the
All the
second
listeners need to join us.
All the listeners.
It's December 5th out of Miami, Florida, with stops on a private island in Nassau with food, drinks, and fun. All your TMOS family and a TMOS live show.
A live show.
Mike, I want you to know how appreciative I am of all the cruise talk.
Yes. Well, Josh, I wanted to talk to you about ticket sales.
It's never been easier to join us on vacation. You can buy all the tickets online. Use a computer like this. Go to MikeO'MaraShow.com.
I don't understand why Bernie Copel did that elbow thing.
You have to
There's
really
no
go into
real-
the subtext of it. You see, in the real show, Isaac is writing a tell-all book about people on the boat.
Okay.
And he's mad at him, so that's why he sort of gestures at him.
Yeah, but is he
by
going
the
to hit
way,
him?
And it's a fake hit. He's not really going to.
Robb Spewak from the Al Roker acting school, by the way, when he's doing his dialogue.
And you and Mike,
right there.
well, anyone looks bad next to you.
Oh,
Well,
stop it.
my favorite
No,
moment-
It's just you were. That is, you were so you. I think when you look up jive in the dictionary,
I think it's what it calls for. That's what that scene calls for. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I absolutely pat myself on the back for how
My
well I
favorite line is Rob's, really?
Really? You didn't like my what did I say?
Well,
What's the
a
one where
live
I
show also seems to match
said?
up.
Live show.
Yeah, no, that works too. I had to, at moments, slow down the video
did. To make it
because
match.
the dialogue was too much
Yeah.
Yes,
for the scene change.
I love it. I love every bit of it.
After
and-
searching for the scene to use for that, I was startled about how bad that show is. I mean,
I thought
it's-
Josh searched for the scene.
No. Remember, we tested that with Rob.
Just kidding.
I was worried that this was going to turn into Rob's going to now binge the entire series.
No, it's awful. And I forgot
So it
that
doesn't hold up.
No, and I mean, I'm one that'll tell you that Fantasy Island is still a good show. But when you watch The Love Boat and that kind of show with a laugh track, and it is so formulaic, and it's
Well, it was crap back in
horrible.
the day too. It was.
Yeah,
it
but
was,
we
it's
only
not
had
like
3
we
choices.
discovered it. Yeah, but it was garbage back in the day. I
Yeah,
mean,
but
it
everyone
really
watched
was.
it. Everyone watched it.
Now
And that
yeah, go
video
ahead.
will be up on social today.
Yes.
Very good. Looking forward to it. And a reminder that we're very excited about the cruise. Get your cabin and join us for a fabulous cruise to the Bahamas and a private island and live show. TMOS cocktail party. We're going to do Jeopardy. And it's going to be a blast. And this ship, you can, in the next couple of weeks, look to us spending some time talking about elements of the ship, maybe even showing them on the show, because lots of amazing things on the MSC Seaside. Now, this week, Rob brought to us something that I found very interesting. It was a Spewak financial crisis. Did you buy one too many microphones? Is that
Mike,
what it was?
this was one that was dropped in our lap. That is, it's actually
You and your wife's lap?
yeah, I think so. And
Netflix or Hulu?
no, neither of these. It's actually much bigger than this. And what's really great about it is the story that leads up to it. And let me take you back to this weekend on Saturday. And I actually recorded Cake and Cookies with Katie on Saturday, so I was down in the basement.
We're taking you back, right?
Oh, I see, yes. So go back, if you will.
I
Back.
thought someone died.
Back. So we finish up Cake and Cookies. It's about 1:30 or so. And I go upstairs, and Carrie is really working the TV. She's looking for channel after channel after channel. And, we've cut the cord. So it's every time you want to look to see if something's on, you've got to change a streaming platform. And she's busy.
Yeah, I think a lot of people do that nowadays.
She's busy. And I said, what are you looking for? Because it's normally very easy to find 90 Day Fiancé. And so she says, I'm not looking for 90 Day Fiancé.
Quality.
I'm looking, well, when you're smart, you must be challenged with your viewing. You can't just have blah. You have to have something that's mentally challenging. So I said, what are you looking for? She says, I want to see the Caps game. The Caps play at about 5 today. They did play at 5.
Yeah, the grade 8 chasing Gretzky.
And she said, it would be great. Robert's home. I'd love to watch the game. And I said, well, if it's not on this, you can check this or whatever. But she wasn't able to find it. So I went downstairs.
That's great that she is a hockey fan.
Well, she loves it, and Robert really loves it because that's his
great.
dream job. That's his dream job over at Monumental.
Do you love it?
I like hockey. Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I'll watch it.
All right.
It's fun. It's much better in person, I think.
I agree.
Hockey's not a great TV sport, but it's still fun to watch, especially if something's on the line.
I've been to one Caps game.
Yeah?
In my
Did you
life.
like it?
And you know who I met there?
Who?
Mike O'Mara.
Really?
I did, yes. You and Oscar happened to be at the game as well.
Long
Long
time ago.
Yes.
Wow, that's creepy.
Yeah, it's a little odd.
But it wasn't the first time they met.
But were they really friends?
I thought sure the person that Josh met at the Caps game was Pat Sajak coming out of a bathroom.
That was me. I was coming out of the bathroom, and then I met Pat Sajak.
I ran into Oscar and got to introduce my dad to Mike O'Mara,
Oh,
who
cool.
he was familiar with, and so that was cool.
Was they nice?
You were fine. Oh,
What
I'm
do you mean
sure.
fine?
I have no memory. I just remember it was a 2-minute interaction.
Rob does the drinking.
How you doing, Mr. Stroka?
I'm sure it was.
Did you listen to the morning zoo?
Yeah, it was a little bit into the game. But you didn't try to fight anyone.
You don't even know that. I probably met you on the concourse.
It was on the concourse.
Okay, all right. I was.
Do you know I do Charlie? I do Charlie.
That's exactly how it went. Slurring, falling down drunk, promoting my impressions to a
Well,
person
to be
I've never
honest,
met
Mike,
before.
Oscar was helping you out.
So Carrie is at the TV,
Right. And so I
trying
go
to find the Caps.
and she's busy at work with that. So I go downstairs and I do what's necessary to post the Cake and Cookies. Because after you record it, you still have to post it. And that's maybe, like a 20-minute exercise because I've got to figure out some ins and outs and do the edits and stuff. So I do that. It's posted. I put on social media that's up. And in the time it takes to do that, I go upstairs and Carrie's on the couch in a Caps jersey and Robert is on the couch in a Caps jersey. And I said, what's going on? And they said, we're going to the game. I said, what? They said, yeah, we found last-minute tickets, and we're going to go to the game today. And I said, that's fine. Have a great time.
What time is this?
This is like 2:30.
Oh, so cool.
Yeah.
Were
That's
you
great.
excited when they said that?
I was thrilled for them.
Were-
and
Oh,
they
you're
said,
not going. You're not
no,
going?
of course not.
Was
They
it
didn't
offered?
think-
Were you
No,
invited?
Not yet. Here's where it gets fun. Is that they bought 2 tickets and they said, okay, well, have fun at the game tonight. I'll stay home and watch something in black and white. And so they hop in Carrie's car, a Kia Sorento, lovely automobile, and they're off. And I said, fantastic. I hope they have a great time. I enjoy going to a hockey game, but also I enjoy being included. However, I also enjoy being alone. So it's really a win-win
you would
for
not
everybody.
have been happy if you had been included.
No. If she had said we've got Caps tickets and we're going, I would have said cool. That'd
Okay.
be fun. But
I
I
believe
was
that.
not even thought of.
Did you feel put off a little bit by that, or did you?
Not yet.
Did your lack of sports enthusiasm and your desire to stay home alone just get you by that?
Not yet. I didn't feel unincluded yet. So they're off, and I sit down, and I believe I'm watching. I think it might have been Barbara Stanwyck Day on Turner Classic Movies.
All right.
So I was watching in black and white, and the phone rings, and it's Robert. This is like a half hour later.
Okay.
And I'm figuring it's going to be, hey, we're here, and it's great, but it's not quite long enough to have got down to the arena. And I pick up the phone. Hello, Dad. Yeah, we're broken down on the side of the road.
Oh no.
I said, where? He said, well, kind of the toll road and kind of 66. I said, what do you mean? He says, well, it's that strip of road between the toll road and when those toll road
You know,
turns
if
into
you're
66.
breaking down there, I don't blame him. It is probably very difficult to articulate where that is because it sounds like they broke down at one of those overpass, crossover, go under.
So
oh my God.
He says what all kids say. He says, don't sweat it, Dad. I'll drop a pin. So he goes into Google Maps and drops
there you
a
go.
pin.
That's how you do it.
Technology.
Yeah. Even though it said he was in some house in Falls Church that was just over the road, it was still a good opportunity to find out where he was.
Okay.
And so I said, I'll come get you. He said, great. So I hop in the car and I drive there, and it's probably about 35 minutes from my house to where they're broken down.
Has there been any discussion at this point of what the problem with the vehicle might be?
Not yet.
Okay.
So
All right.
I get there, and they actually picked a great space to break down. It was they were able to just swerve into one of the few spots on that road that has a generous shoulder on the right side.
Very good.
So
Thanks.
I was able to see them coming up, and
Was it close to where you rolled your car?
it was 3 miles past that.
Okay. All right,
Yeah.
but that's relatively close.
Yeah, the Bermuda Triangle of Spewak automobiles.
The Spewak Bermuda Triangle. Absolutely, Rob. That's absolutely true.
Well, but Carrie was courteous. She got her car off the road so she didn't cause a really
Well,
big
you
back
could,
out.
in fairness to you, when you're upside down, it's difficult to do that.
If I had slid better, I might have done okay. But that's, you know what? Bygones. So I get there, I get out of my car.
Found them no problem at all.
I saw them a mile away. It was
Okay.
easy. There was the one car on the side of the road. And so I get into the car and I said, what is wrong with your car? She says, I don't know. It starts and it runs loud. And then when I put it into drive, it cuts out. I said, well, that's weird. She says, do you think it's oil? I said, it's probably not the oil. She said, I don't know. I had the check engine light on, and it didn't seem to be anything important.
How long?
Oh, I'm sure months. I was at that point. Who knows? God. And I said, all right, well, we're here. And so she started calling a tow truck, and she went through our insurance company to find out that we are not covered for towing, but they referred us to a towing company that we called. And when we called them, it was a finance company. They gave the wrong phone number to us.
Oh, no.
So
Is this your insurance company that gave you the wrong?
Yes.
So not only informing you you're not covered, but here's the wrong number for a tow.
Exactly.
How
Maybe
would you like? Yeah, go ahead, Jeff.
Maybe they transitioned. Towing
Maybe.
wasn't making money. They
Well, I
said we're going
called
to
them
start
when
loaning money
Would
out.
you like to plug your insurance company right now?
It is the one with Flo. I will just
Progressive.
say- Yes, exactly.
All right.
Mike,
Wow.
it's funny when you roll your car, sometimes insurance companies don't take you in with open arms.
You should have called the general.
I did call the general, and the general was very expensive. I called everybody. State Farm.
S&D flow.
State Farm said, no, thank you, Mr. Spewak.
Oh,
But
that's a shame.
we call, and the guy says, well, this is a finance company, and I don't have anything to do with towing cars. And so we said, okay, are you sure? He said, yes, I'm certain. There's nothing to do.
Are you sure that in the heat of the moment that perhaps the number was incorrectly transcribed?
I would think that, except the number was texted by the company and then
There it
clicked
is.
upon. So,
Okay.
I mean, it was not right.
Somebody sent you the wrong number.
So we call another towing company, whatever, towing.com, and we get the car taken care of, and they're going to come get it. All we have to do is leave the key under the mat, leave the car unlocked, and they'll get it in the next 12 hours.
But that left the question, how long was the check engine light actually on?
So at this point, a police patrol officer pulls up and says, are you okay?
State of your county.
This is actually Metro because it's the toll road. So,
Yeah, by the way, there's a little window into Washington, D.C. Yeah. Was it the state police, the county police, the local police, the park police, the Secret Service? I mean, really, it's
too
insane.
many.
It's
So-
insane.
And I always felt that the Metro police that run the Dulles Toll Road are probably not that great because they never got back to me after I rolled my car. They're probably not all that organized. That's the impression I get. But he says
Maybe today.
it could be. Fingers crossed. Every day
Yep.
I run to the mailbox.
Well, no, I mean, maybe here when he pulled over, he said, I know you.
Oh, you're that guy.
Hey, that guy.
You're the guy. It's hard to recognize you when I'm looking at your face right side up.
Right. Could you
It's
turn
a
over?
It's a good thing they put you in the back seat. So he says everything's fine. They're not going to tow you unless it's like it's been here for over a day. And he said, but you're safe and no one's hurt. I said, absolutely. So he's on.
By the way, did you hop in, turn it over, try to make any kind of
I had her
determination?
start it and put it in drive and watched it conk out. All the symptoms were right.
Okay.
For it being broken. I don't know what the problem was at this point. And so we do the thing where we put the key under the mat and we get all the necessaries out of the car. And I say, so what? Do you want to go home? And now the game is just about to start. I think it was
really?
a 5 o'clock game, so it's 5 o'clock
They,
by the
they
time
don't want to go home.
It's a 5 o'clock game?
Yeah.
Oh, an afternoon game. That's a weird start time. Is this a weekday?
No, Saturday. It was a weekend.
Saturday.
So,
Okay.
and then Carrie
You're going to
says,
chauffeur.
yeah, Carrie says, well, we could go home, but I spent all this money on these tickets.
Yeah.
I said, so would you like a ride to the game? And she said, yeah, that'd be great. I said, all right, get in. And
You
so
didn't say, call an Uber.
I said,
Were you happy about that?
I'm not happy about anything at this point. Give me a reason to be happy. There's nothing good. So we get in the car and we drive downtown, and it's exciting because the cherry blossoms are almost out. What a beautiful time to be going
He did try to
downtown.
get out of it, Josh, though. He did try to get
Yes.
out of it because he asked the question.
Right.
As opposed to, I'll take you to the game.
Right. Well,
Well, I
because
didn't
the
know. I
problem
just-
is
What?
you're going to have to wait in D.C. You can't drive home and then come back and get them.
I broached that question. But before I did,
Good guys.
I got into the car. We drive in. Robert's streaming the game on his phone. So we're getting maybe 40 seconds out of every minute of game coverage.
Okay.
But we're getting enough to know that by the time we get to the arena, the score is 3-3 and the first period is not over yet. They have scored 6 goals.
Oh, man, what a
Like-
great period.
Well, Mike, as every woman has said once, what a great period.
Stop.
No, grab that jar.
So no.
Put a candy in the jar. Come
No
on.
need to be gross.
All right.
Jesus Christ.
When you hear the result of this, I might get to take it out.
High scoring affair, though, really.
So we
Incredible.
get there just at the end of the first period, and we pull up right up to the arena. And at the front door, I mean, for them, it's great because they don't have to pay for parking. They get the princess service right to the front door of the arena.
Did you hop out and open the door for them?
I offered them candies and a chilled water. And no, I said, so do you want me to like stick around or what? And she says, oh, we'll get an Uber home. Hey, did you want to go to the game? That's after I've dropped them off. She's
Well, a
getting,
lot of questions that like indicate they don't want you.
Yes.
Right.
You ask the question, do you want to ride when you don't want to give them a ride? They say, do you want to go to the game when they don't want you to go to the game?
it was simply Carrie as we're already there. It was like she had just discovered vulcanized rubber. It was the first time anything had ever crossed her mind like this. Did you want to go to the game?
Yeah.
And I said, you know what? That might be fun, but I doubt I'll get a ticket next to you. This is sort of your thing. You
Yeah.
guys go and have fun. And I said, do you want me to stick around? They said, no, we'll get an Uber on the ride for the ride home. And I
Okay.
said, well, that's a lot of money. And they said, don't worry, we'll take the Metro to Ashburn, and then it's a much cheaper Uber. I said, sounds like you got this all figured out.
It's a
Have
plan.
fun. Yeah.
Well done. I've done that.
So I head home. It's now like midnight. No, it's not midnight. It's like probably 8, and or it's between 7 and 8. And I get home and I sit on the couch and I say, okay, at least we got this put away. I get another call from Robert. Mom's flipped out. I said, what's the matter? He said, the tow truck driver can't find our car.
Oh, no.
And I said,
Oh, my God.
You're kidding. You dropped a pin. And he said, I know, but he can't find the car. He said it's not there. I said, well, there's very little we can do right now. I'll call the state police and the metro police, and I will call Henry's Wrecker Service and Blaine's Wrecker Service and all the companies that would get my car if they needed to remove it. And nobody had anything. So
now I know the state. I'm sorry. The metro police officer informed you that you can leave it on the side of the road up to 24 hours. But I never heard anything about the discussion. Would it be best to wait with the car as opposed to putting the key under the mat?
I asked the guy at
You asked the cop?
The cop was gone, but I asked the guy that eventually did not find the car. Before he went looking for the car, I said, is it necessary or preferred for us to stick around?
Okay, you asked him.
Yeah,
okay.
And he said, absolutely not. I mean, it's going to be a couple hours before we get there. If you have a ride, take it. I said, okay. And then in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, if someone wants to steal my car,
yes,
which, by the way, is broken,
right.
They would have to know it was there in order to slow down, or they're going to have to see it, do a massive U-turn around this whole interstate, and
Did
come
you take
back.
one of your many handkerchiefs and put it in the window?
But that is how I said goodbye to the police officer.
Aren't you supposed to put like a waved it.
Something to be like, I'm coming back.
Yeah,
All
but
right.
I didn't have that. But then again, everything seemed to be done when we left the car. So I get back with Rob and with Robert and Carrie, and I say, I've called all the cops, I've called all the record services, no one's seen our car.
God, what a nightmare.
And I said, we'll take care of this tomorrow because they're all on night shift right now. They don't want to take care of it. Enjoy the game and come home. And I think that's when I went to bed because it was now like after 8 and I'm just totally fried and they've got a ride home. So I go to bed. I get up the next day and Robert says, it was a nightmare getting home. I said, why? He says, there was a breakdown on Metro Rail, so we had to take 3 buses.
Worst in the nation.
I had to
Absolutely.
take 3 buses to get to a stop to take the subway. And I said, and since the first bus originated from an arena that just let out of a sporting event, was it crowded?
So they've had an equal amount of nightmarish
Lines
stuff.
around the block to get in a bus, to get to another bus, to
Now,
get
these
to
are
another
people
bus.
that would have gone down into the subway.
Exactly. And the
if you hadn't
subway
had
is
that.
pretty efficient when it works.
Yeah, when it works.
And then
Sporadically.
I get a text from Carrie because she's babysitting that morning. It's about 9. And she says, well, do you want to go? Do you want to wait? And I'll get home at about 11 and we'll go check on the car. I said, it's early enough and I've got something to do this afternoon. Let me go check on it. She says, yes, but we don't have a car to check on it because I took the car to go babysitting. I said, don't worry. I'll take my son's Volkswagen and go look for it.
Yeah,
and
he's there, right? So
Yeah.
you got 3 cars there.
Yeah, so I hop in by myself Sunday morning, not my favorite thing to do, and I'm going down this interstate, and I go through the toll, and the car, I can see it from 2 miles away. It's right there. You can see it approaching.
So
Boom.
the tow company
Okay, good.
sucks.
Yeah, they just blew it off.
Yeah.
And they said they couldn't find it. So I report home and head on back. And by the time I'm home, Carrie says, I've got another record service and they're going to do it for half the money.
Good.
And it's going to be done in like 3 hours. I said, great. So
But we're
I'm
coming
home.
up close on that 24-hour mark, right?
I know. I want to get it out of there. I want to do it. And I don't think they like set a clock by it. So Carrie says, I had it towed to the dealership because originally she was going to have it towed home. I said, why tow it here? We can't fix it here. Tow it to somewhere it can be fixed and save us a tow fee. So we towed it to the dealership and it arrived and we got an email that it's there. And so we're just waiting. And on Monday, we're hoping to get a call to say you need a fuse or something. And we get a call on Monday. And it actually goes through Carrie. And then she calls me and she says, I heard back from the dealership.
I'm freaking by this myself. All right. What
And
did they say?
they had a chance to look at it. And, well, what we need is a new engine.
Holy
Oh,
shit.
my.
I said,
How
really?
long did she drive that car with a check?
I know that the light was sort of a come and go type thing, but I always thought that it was not to a point where she was destroying
You knew
the
that
engine.
the light was a come and go thing, or you
Yeah,
were
and then
aware of the light being on?
It's her car, and I would occasionally
I know
see
it's her car.
I would occasionally see the check engine, and then she would have someone go check the engine. And I believe where we left it is the
What do you
guy,
mean? She would have it checked?
Yeah, and the light would go off, then it would come back on. And so she
Wait. She took the car in for service?
Yeah, the check engine light was sort of a come and go thing. The first time it came on.
Hold on, I need to find out what's going on here.
Some of these check engine lights are finicky. Where
Yeah.
I had one, I took
they
it
go on
into
and off.
Well, I had one that was on. I took it into the dealership, and it was you're not tightening the gas cap tight enough.
Yeah, that's something
and
that happened
it's
to me.
silly stuff
But
like
here's
that.
the important thing. If they're telling you need a new engine and she brought the car in to have somebody look at it, did you bring it in?
Well, sadly, the person that looked at it was not the dealership. It was
that's
a guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
And is it out of warranty and everything? So,
Oh yeah, car's old. Car's almost 10
car's
years
old. Okay, well I wouldn't even I would never take it to the dealership anyway.
But the dealership has done all the work on it, on my car, and most of the work on this car. And besides, I knew that I could drop it there and it would be a destination, even if they didn't do the work. Anyway, they went on to say that the car has been eating oil to an extent that is unwell for the engine, and the engine is dead. And we need a new engine. And also, the back passenger window doesn't go down anymore. So it's an engine and a window. Very expensive repair.
Did you know about the window ahead of time?
Yes, that's just a joke.
Oh, okay.
The car runs fine without the window. But we're looking at a repair between $10,000 and $11,000.
Oh, don't do that.
No.
Of
What are
course
they
not.
giving you? What will they give you for the car?
We have not gotten back to them yet. Eventually, I will see what we can get for the skeleton of the car. But as of today, we are operating. Robert's gone. We're a one-car family. And this is not, as you said, Mike, some of us are on a spending freeze, and this is not an expense we anticipated.
Are you done paying for the car?
Oh,
Are
yeah,
you
the
done
car,
making pay?
the piece of S is ours. It's our free and clear. But it's a really tough break because
What year is the car?
I think it's a 2017.
It's not that old.
No, it's not. It's
Engine
not at
guy.
all. But that's where we are, and a salute to the Koreans and their beautiful Kia Sorento that can just die on you. And if it's on me because of the check engine light, so be it. But
Not
that
your
seems
car.
like an awful severe result for, just flipping a switch.
I mean, it's not if you had the fault lies if you had a check engine light come on, even if it was intermittent, and you took it to somebody and they said, "What? It's the light. It's
No.
not." I mean, it just sounds
It
like
had
somebody.
the last time the guy looked at it, he gave it a clean bill of health. He said, "You don't need to worry about that light."
But
It
that's
was
the
a
problem
code.
with the
Yeah.
check engine light.
You're right.
They
It's
can't
very
have
vague.
one light that means a million different things for the car.
But post incident, hindsight is always 20/20, and now our car is dead, and that's sad, right?
Well, but the thing is, it's not like you're going to have to come up with that money.
No,
You know what I mean? I mean,
No.
you. It sounds like to me that if you had to come up with that money for a repair, that's ridiculous. But
Right.
if you're in the market to get
Yeah.
an APR for a car,
Yeah.
that's that same car, that's
And hopefully they give you a little bit for it.
I
that
would
you
hope
can use
so.
as a down payment or to buy something cheap on Marketplace.
Yeah, because the upholstery's in wonderful shape.
Have you had that conversation with the dealership at all since it's now Thursday?
Not yet. I will probably call them today and see what's up. But
Has Carrie talked to him at all?
no,
Oh, really?
yeah. So it's
Kind of like I would be in your shoes if it was me. I would be kind of like, I don't even want to know, right? Is that where you are right now?
yeah,
with this?
and it's not a conversation I'm looking forward to be
But
perfectly honest.
what's going on with the car right now since they're not, they haven't been authorized to repair it?
No, it's just there. It's just at the dealership.
And that's
So-
where you bought the car?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, that matters. That
Yeah.
matters to a certain
I've bought a lot of cars at that.
Hey, there's a
kind of know me there.
check into KiaEngineSettlement.com.
We have. Actually, we have looked into that, and I don't think it applies to us. Yeah.
Okay, because it does say the Kia Sorento 2012 to 2019.
Yeah, it could absolutely be our car, but it's not exactly the symptoms. But we have the paperwork on that. We have been looking that over.
Ooh,
If it is a recall, that would be great. And you'll know because you'll see me coming down the road in a brand new Cadillac.
Wow, yes, a cat, and that's what he's going to get, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so sorry to hear that. What a nightmare.
But at least they went to the Caps game, and the thing is Ovi should have gotten...
At least they went to the Caps game.
Ovi should have gotten credited for a goal that night, but it bounced off another person's stick.
How close is he to the record right now?
I think 6 away right now.
Okay, very good.
I think it's 6. Yeah.
Alex Ovechkin we're talking about. Keep us posted. Let us know how it plays out. The fact that they had a recall on these cars... is significant, you know?
I think so.
Really
so I will keep you updated. But, Mike, did you want to go to the game?
Yeah, I'll be right there. I'm looking forward to it.
We have a promo here,
I'll see you
Mike.
there.
We have a promo.
Brothers and sisters, feel the power when you listen to the almighty TMOS Bonus Show Hour. This week among the topics.
It's the penis.
And along with that, Mike, Robb, and Josh prophesize and look ahead to what is to come.
I don't think that when you die, it's necessarily the end game.
Yes, folks, the bonus show has it all.
There's hope, there's peace, there's purpose.
Make it your purpose to get a bonus show subscription. Find it and save it to your favorite device.
I found it. Now I'm saving it.
Do some good and treat yourself by shopping for t-shirts, loud cups, a trip aboard the TMOS Love Boat, or that magnificent Charlie's Choice coffee.
Somehow doing good will elevate us.
Get it all now at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
I hope YouTube's okay with
It's
this.
subscription only. It's fine.
Thank you. We appreciate it. Thank you, Jim Amato. And,
Character voices.
That's wonderful. I like that. Thank you, Jim. We appreciate that. Hey, how would you like to be the most interesting person at the next big party you go to?
Yes, please.
Don't make up a story about hunting a treacherous snake that escaped into your home, because that is a lie. Just show up with a bottle of wine from an independent winemaker with a truly unique story. This podcast sponsored by Naked Wines. They are a subscription service that seamlessly connect you to the finest independent winemakers on the planet, so you get a case of the market's best quality wines for a fraction of the price you'd normally pay in stores. With our code, you can get 6 bottles of wine for just $39.99. Still a great deal. Naked Wines believes great wine is an experience that helps you connect with your friends, family, and community over a shared bottle of the grape. Turn off the noise of the outside world and uncork a bottle to celebrate the little joys in life. Plus, you can pause or cancel at any time. Let's go! You need to join Naked Wines community. Head to nakedwines.com/TMOS and put in our code TMOS for both the code and password. You'll get 6 bottles of wine, $39.99.
Wow.
Shipping included. That's nakedwines.com/TMOS and code TMOS for 6 bottles, $39.99. And good luck with that snake bite. He doesn't bite, Rob.
He squeezes. He squeezes.
Constricts.
Yes, he do.
He's a constrictor.
Like a guy in Christmas Story.
Yes,
It's a constrictor.
It's a clinker, ladies and gentlemen. We're just 3 months into the year, and the number of measles cases in the United States has surpassed infections for all of 2024.
That's, you know what? People say things aren't getting better. We're busting records left and right.
But are we?
But are we?
The latest data from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention shows 378 people in 18 states have been diagnosed with measles. Outbreaks have occurred primarily in the South, the Plains, and the Panhandle regions of Texas and neighboring Lee County, New Mexico? Lea County?
Spell
Lea?
Lee County, I think. Lee.
Really? Well, if it's Lee, I don't know. There's Lee County in Florida.
Yeah.
95% of the cases, the vaccination status is unvaccinated or unknown. The measles virus, which is highly contagious and primarily affects children, continues to spread in Texas and several other states across the country. I do not know, and it doesn't say in this story here, whether it is at the point where, we need to think about the potential of a massive outbreak. We don't know.
Well, I say if it itches, scratch it, and congratulations on your Liberty spots.
Yes, and as we always say on the Mike O'Mara Show, pick it bloody. All right, well, later on in the show, we might talk about the White Lotus. They're currently airing their most risque season to date, so it's no surprise that a prestigious university, so dumb when PR people in universities and higher institutions of all kinds decide that they are going to, get their panties in a wad.
Sure.
Duke University wants no part of the White Lotus, and by doing
because the
that,
family is wearing Duke sweatshirts.
Yes.
yeah, because they spotlight the White Lotus by complaining about it. Episode 6, Jason Isaacs, gun-stealing, lorazepam-popping business mogul Timothy Ratcliffe contemplates killing his wife, played by Parker Posey. Parker Posey.
Timothy, no!
Buddhism.
No!
And killing himself, too, to avoid
Duke
inevitable...
University!
Duke. She wants to stay in a commune.
Not go to Duke! No!
Wants to avoid inevitable jail time, so that's why he's thinking about that. This was all done while wearing a T-shirt from his alma mater, Duke.
Dude.
After the episode aired, the university's vice president for communication, here's a bright guy, Frank Tramble. Bright guy, Frank Tramble.
Yes.
He told the New York Times that the Blue Devils do not want to be associated with the White Lotus. What a dope.
Blue Devils, no!
No, he wanted the extra attention.
Of course. Yeah.
You
Yeah,
think
he's not-
so? You think
yeah.
he's that smart?
Yes.
You think really that he's not just trying to think that maybe by coming out and saying this, he'll somehow deflect something? I mean, really?
Yeah.
I think maybe they have a deal for brothers now.
Oh,
Really?
boy.
You think so?
Well,
Really?
has anyone from the International Association of Brothers That Make Out, they said they want to
We'll
be...
get to it. We'll get to it.
Okay.
Let's not go down the White Lotus plane yet with the brothers jokes because, by the way, Patrick Schwarzenegger, the performances to me are getting better every episode. That's just my opinion.
I don't know if it reflects the fact that he's like that in real life, but give him the Emmy now because I hate him so much.
Oh, and they're hateable and
Yes.
phenomenally funny characters. Speaking of hateable but great acting,
Yes.
no, that doesn't apply to this guy.
Okay, don't say it then.
If you were, I'll do a little quiz here.
All right, this is fun.
If you were to take a particular child actor, there's so many that have been in
Yes,
so much
plenty.
trouble. But if you wanted to take a child actor who is alive today and you wanted to say, of all the ones I've seen, both on screen and off, this might be in the top 5 of bad ones for a variety of reasons, but top 5 worst actors. And I'll say it's a male.
Is it a TV actor?
Both movies and TV.
Okay, so that takes away what I was gonna guess.
Probably a movie. One movie would be what he was most famous for. And I'll give you another hint. He was in an ensemble cast as a
this-
kid.
Corey Feldman.
Corey Feldman, Mr. Soroka,
Hey,
you
great
get the
job,
award.
Josh.
Well done.
Really
that is
great.
fantastic. I don't want to accuse Mr. Feldman of lying, but I wouldn't be surprised if he's stretching the truth here. He goes on Billy Corgan's podcast. I didn't know Billy Corgan had a podcast.
Mike, just assume everyone has a podcast.
Billy Corgan doesn't know I have a podcast.
That's true.
Corey claimed he was up for 2 of Leonardo DiCaprio's biggest roles. Now, the first one, I think you could probably get away with making a lie that, you wouldn't really be able to call him. First, he said he was actually cast as Arnie in 1993's What's Eating Gilbert Grape.
That's
But
possible.
then-
The DiCaprio role?
The DiCaprio
You know,
role.
that is probably Leo's best work in What's Eating Gilbert Grape. It's fascinating to watch because he is so not like what he became. If you look at the kid in Gilbert Grape and compare it to, say, the character he plays in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood,
Yeah.
they're very different.
Well, Corey says that Johnny Depp joined the cast and got him fired. Corey says he told the producers that I was a junkie and that he didn't work with junkies. Now, that to me still sounds credible that Johnny, I'm not working with junkies. But Corey says he was sober. He had just gotten sober, though.
Sober, no.
That's
Johnny
fake
Depp,
sober.
no.
He said I had just gotten out of rehab. I had turned my life around. And in
I
fact,
was 12. I just got out of rehab.
Right.
He says I was
That's a
trying
phone
to
call
help
on the way home.
I was trying to help River Phoenix at the time, who Depp was running with at the time. There's a little small pack of these actors. Now, here's the one where, come on, please.
Wolf of Wall Street?
No, Titanic. He claims he was,
What?
quote, in contention for the Titanic.
Yeah, like you were in contention. I was in contention, too, for the role played by Kathy Bates.
How would that movie work with Corey Feldman?
I'm sure.
No.
I'm sure hundreds of people sent demo tapes,
Yeah.
and he was one of them.
He says that was okay because I wasn't as close. Sure, Corey.
What, close to getting the role?
Yeah,
He
Corey
was
also
miles from
said
getting the role.
Corey also said he got pretty close to winning the role of Samwise Gamgee in Lord of the Rings, a part that went to his Goonies co-star Sean Astin. Corey said, quote, I couldn't have gained the weight.
Oh, I bet you could have.
So I'll give him that. He did a great job aesthetically being able to add the weight. It's something I cannot physically do.
So that's
because
a
of all
backhanded.
because all of my methamphetamine.
What a great backhanded compliment. He
Yes.
did a great job of getting fat.
Yeah.
Attaboy, Aston.
Way to go, Corey Feldman, ladies and gentlemen. Moving right along, after filming wrapped on the final season of The Handmaid's Tale, Elizabeth Moss asked for a souvenir, but someone apparently beat her to it. And it's a little weird because I think Elizabeth Moss might be just
My grandmother used to say half bubble off center.
Yes. She was asking for her character's underwear.
Yeah.
Which was specifically designed for her. Is it the Handmaid's underwear type of thing, that cover-up underwear they wear? On Jimmy Kimmel Live,
It would have to be. Yeah, I would think so.
On Jimmy Kimmel Live, Elizabeth said that someone on the staff actually submitted a written request for the underwear. She doesn't know who it was, and that's just as well. That's just a lot of weirdness. She said, I went to work with these people. I don't want to know who wants my underwear. Why do you want your underwear from the show? Why?
I think I know who has it, and she's related to you, Mike.
Really? Ann Mira. Ann Dowd.
Ann Mira is from Archie Bunker's.
Another beautiful Irish woman.
You know, she was up for the part of Arnie in What's Eating Gilbert Grape.
Yes, she was. Just missed it by that much.
No.
Finally, in a courtroom revelation, Gerard Depardieu asserted his innocence against accusations of sexual assault, claiming his age and his size rendered such actions implausible. I don't know how he's going to do if this is his defense. The renowned French actor is facing legal action for allegedly assaulting two women during the filming of The Green Shutters. Not familiar with that film. In 2021, Depardieu confidently addressed the court, asserting, I'm not going to have fun at 76 or at 130 kilos. I am unhappy enough. I'm not going to touch anyone's butt, not on set or anywhere else. Can you make a statement that is more out of touch with
you can't.
The world right now? When confronted with an allegation from a witness who said she saw him trapping the set designer between his legs, the actor said, I would never put anything between my thighs. He says, with the belly I have, this is so gross. With the belly I have, I can't put anything between my thighs. That's on the stand in a courtroom that he's
really
saying.
gross.
I hope they make him prove it.
Yeah. Yeah, off with the pants, Gerard Depardieu. After hearing this, my only question is whether or not the jury was downwind of Depardieu when this happened. That's lovely. So that's our news, ladies and gentlemen. We will take a break.
Mike, what you don't know is that The Green Shutters is also the nickname for Elizabeth Moss's underwear.
They're The Green Shutters. Lovely. We will talk about our favorite show, The White Lotus, and whether or not I might be changing my tune when we come back on the Mike O'Mara Show. And I think when you say that, you've actually teased that you have changed your tune.
Oh, you could trick them.
I got a different kind of Yeti cup here today. See, this is my little Yeti. You like it? That's
do.
That's what my liquid IV is.
Oh, so you know what? You're not throwing shade at the Pizza Hut Corporation. It's just the cup you're using today.
No, but they're getting banged up, and we might have to, request some more red cups for the Liquid IV. We're sponsored by Liquid IV, and I have to tell you, it's every day for me. It's not only here; it's when I'm outside down in warm Southwest Florida. Listen, you can spend your time treating yourself by getting yourself the everyday indulgence of extraordinary hydration from Liquid IV. It's powered by a thing called Live Hydroscience. I drink it daily. I don't like to do the show without Liquid IV. The flavors are phenomenal. Grape, lemon, lime, pina colada. I love the white peach. There's sugar-free raspberry lemonade now. Rainbow sherbet. White peach, I love. Low-key delicious. Makes hydrating. It makes hydrating love to my tongue.
Hydrating love.
Unlike sports drinks, Liquid IV delivers 3 times the electrolytes, 8 essential vitamins, and is always non-GMO, vegan, allergen-free. I've been telling you these facts for years. Listen up, jerks. Please try some Liquid IV. Liquid IV is the toppermost of the poppermost.
That's pretty high praise.
Tear, pour, live more. Liquid IV. Treat yourself to extraordinary hydration. From Liquid IV, get 20% off your first order when you go to liquidiv.com and use the code TMOS at checkout. That's 20% off your first order with code TMOS at liquidiv.com. All right, getting back to the show. I have been tardy in my viewing of The White Lotus, but I'm here to tell you I jumped back on the bandwagon last night.
Have you watched every episode up to now? Because you've really been bemoaning your relationship for a while.
If being up to date is the episode where Gaytok finds the gun, then I am up to date.
Okay,
so
that's
I am
good.
up to date, and I just believe that they are doing a decent job of setting the table for the crescendo, which will involve the dinner party at the guy from the previous episode's house. It will involve Walton Goggins finally confronting the evil Thai person that was responsible for his father's death. We've got lots going on.
Do we know that? Now, here's my prediction. Do we know that the guy that Walton Goggins is going to see, do we know that he's Taiwanese? I don't think they've ever said that he is.
No,
we don't.
And also, they have gone so far out of their way in the coming attractions to not show the guy that Walton is going to see.
Right.
I have a sneaking suspicion the guy, and I don't have a prediction of who, is going to be a character we know from a previous season. Because they've been so over the top not showing him. So it's either a big piece of stunt casting or
F. Murray
someone
Abraham.
could be. That's a great guess.
F. Murray Abraham. Do I get an award if I got it right?
I'll put 3 candies in the jar.
We won't know until next Sunday. Is that
We
correct?
won't.
That's
we
when
won't.
it drops.
But I really
on
do
Sunday?
think it's going to be something. If not stunt casting, a previous character we already
You guys
know.
are all in, right?
Oh,
You're
yeah.
still
Yeah,
all in.
yeah, hanging around.
I
You
just
agree?
can't watch it. I can't watch it live on Sunday nights because it's too late. So I
Josh,
feel always a
you
day
sound
behind.
less enthusiastic than you were the last time we talked about it.
No, I'm all in. I don't like the brother storyline,
Well,
They're
that's
very
your
close.
that's your value system,
Yeah.
right?
and it's
They're
just
sinners.
Well, Mike,
Yeah.
it's most
And-
people's value system is not to go to a gangbang with your
right.
brother.
I think next week the dad might find out
I'm
wish he
all
still
in,
had the
by
gun.
the way, on incest with brothers. I never had a brother, but no, it's disturbing, and it is something where it's flashback and it's blackout. As someone who has, in years past, consumed enough where you were hazy on the night before, if not completely hazy. It's a terrible feeling.
But
it really is.
Mike, you like thrillers and horror movies as I do. I don't think I've ever seen anything quite as creepy on screen as the younger brother almost winking at Patrick Schwarzenegger while he's in the act.
Well, I think
That totally flipped me.
Yes.
That's so weird.
I think we are meant to be. We're meant to go in the direction that the younger brother is attracted to the older brother, aren't we? Because he's like the Adonis and the tough guy.
But
and all
maybe
that.
also the sister.
Right. It's a twist because the first episode, it was something with the sister.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah. But the sister, they just love each other as siblings.
I think
they're
it's
just supportive.
I think it's just a messed up family.
Hold on,
I do
Rob.
too.
What was that?
It's just a messed up family.
Yeah, it is. It is, and of course the scandal and all that. It's very, very frustrating. It to me is something that I think will come to an amazing crescendo.
Two more episodes. Do you think they can tie everything up in 2 episodes
Easily.
and leave us satisfied?
Easily. They've been delaying this for a long time. I'm glad we got some closure on something on the episode this week, but I don't know. Something has clicked for me in it where I'm ready to take it to the bitter end. And, with all the stuff that's out there right now, you got to take what you can get from streaming television. I truly wish that there were more shows on streaming platforms that got a buzz that people were talking about, and there was more to see. I mean, we had 2 this week, one that was extremely depressing, and I'm just always looking to share on this podcast what the next big
Have you
Tonight.
checked out The Studio yet? Seth Rogen's new show.
Oh, just dropped yesterday.
Yeah.
I have not. Boy, you're on this stuff. You
It's on
consume
Apple,
it rapidly.
yeah.
I haven't watched it yet, but the ads have been coming up.
Yeah. I didn't even read the review, but I think that it is laden with very big name cameos that are going to be going on this show. So I think that's a good thing.
And in-jokes, stuff
but
like that.
sometimes that can go either way. I don't, on the surface, with Seth Rogen playing a studio executive, I don't picture him as that. But if it's a departure from what he normally does, I would welcome that. So
I
we'll
do
see
have
what
another
happens.
recommendation for you, Mike.
Yes.
And it's on Netflix, 0 Day. It is Robert De Niro's first television show where he's the star. He's an ex-president, probably 12 or 14, 16 years out of the office. Wow. No, Mike, I think you'd like it because there is a massive terrorist, a cyber terrorist attack on the United States, and they call him out of retirement as an ex-president to sort of bring the country together.
That's
and
where I get lost in this show.
How come?
I cannot picture, okay, we have to bring back the president from 2 sessions ago to come fix things because the current president and vice president and leadership can't do it.
No, I think it's valid because they mentioned
I don't find Robert De Niro as an ex-president credible.
I think you would if you watched it. He does a pretty good job.
Don't you think that lately between the new Mafia movie where he plays both characters and now playing a president, I mean, I'm just a girl who can't say no.
Well,
it just seems like he is saying yes to everything now.
I liked this show. I thought it was
okay.
And the
I'll
other
check it
angle
out.
is
I'll
that
take a peek.
There are little bits of evidence sprinkled throughout the first and second episode that he is not totally with it mentally. He might be totally cognitive, although people around him don't see it. So it's putting him in charge of a anti-terrorist commission when he might not be mentally able to handle it. But good-looking cast, great DC sites, and I think you should at least give it an episode because I liked it.
All right.
And he plays 4 characters.
He does. He plays...
No, not really.
I would believe it. With De Niro, I would actually believe that.
De Niro plays the ex-president, the current president, the first lady,
and the terrorist.
and a terrorist.
It really, really started to turn for me with The Irishman. It really did with the CGI. And now, it's getting scathing reviews as far as as far as his movie, which I don't even know what gangsters he's playing, but he plays 2 gangsters, and now we have a television show with De Niro as well, and he's 116
Don't you
years
think,
old,
Mike, it turned way before that? Didn't it turn with Analyze This and Analyze That?
But that was a hit, and then Meet the Parents was a massive hit, and so if they're hits, they're fine. But
The Intern was not a massive hit.
The Intern. God, you remember that. We got to take a break. We will come back. Do you have some beautiful video for us today?
Yeah, but let's not do it until we do the next segment.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm terribly sorry. We're running so late.
But yes, I
apologize.
do have lots of fun videos.
All right, we'll talk about rotting DVDs, and then we will come back with more thrills. Off my game today. Sorry.
Disagree.
It's the gummies. It's the gummies, ladies and gentlemen. We will take a break and return with the Mike O'Mara Show right after this, everybody. Hey, everybody. The gummies. I love them. I really do. I do. I use them to sleep. Breaking news. I can no longer sing along with the Fifth Dimension because if I sing last night I didn't get to sleep at all, I would be lying.
It's a
This
lie.
podcast is sponsored by Soul. The team at Soul just launched their new out-of-office nightcap gummies, which are similar to their world-famous sleep gummies. But nightcap gummies have 3 milligrams of THC for people who require something a little stronger to go to sleep. THC and melatonin in Soul's nightcap gummies work together to promote deep restorative sleep. How? Well, THC helps you go to sleep faster and stay asleep longer. The melatonin signals your body that it's time to sleep. And Soul's out-of-office nightcap gummies also contain CBN and CBD. So you sleep deeply and wake up without feeling groggy. And of course, Soul obviously made them absolutely delicious. The blueberry lemonade, good heavens, it's fantastic, Miss Sakamoto.
Good heavens, it's beautiful, Miss Sakamoto.
Is that
from
the
She
real
Blinded Me
name?
With- yeah, in Blinded Me with Science.
Her name was Sakamoto?
Yes, good heavens, Miss Sakamoto. You're beautiful.
If you want to treat yourself, crack open a cold, out-of-office, sparkling THC beverage as well. Delicious, relaxing, be like Robb. Subscribe to these wonderful little helpers. They really work, and I love them. So hit snooze on crappy sleep and prepare for a great night. Go to getsoul.com and use code TMOS for 30% off your order. That's 30% off your order using code TMOS for getsoul.com. All right, so let's just deal with the rotting DVDs. You wanted to talk about that yesterday. My apologies.
No,
I
it's
didn't
all
know
right.
we were doing that. Go ahead.
We had a discussion. I think it might have been before the show as to whether or not when you buy physical media like a Blu-ray, is that digital as opposed to streaming, which is obviously digital. And my sentiment was that if you have a Blu-ray, which is a digital format, going into your television via, say, like a HDMI cable, that's digital video. That is.
If you have a
You're
Blu-ray,
correct.
if you have a Blu-ray, you haven't done a yard sale.
No, you don't. You see, you don't appreciate physical media. You don't want to hold it in your hand, right?
I don't. I want to get rid of it. I want to get rid of the clutter.
I love it. I still buy albums. I still like the touch of physical media. I have a lot of CDs. I haven't bought a CD in a while. I like DVDs. I like Blu-rays.
Josh, do you have any albums, like record albums? in
I
your
do.
home? Okay.
Oh,
I
do
do
you
have
really?
some, but
Cool.
but DVDs, Blu-rays, I gotten rid of all of that.
But what if
That-
for some reason there's a licensing issue on like Netflix and you can't watch, say, Star Trek, and you want to watch
Then
Star
I'll
Trek?
go to Amazon and buy it.
Yeah, and then
Or-
but what if you can't even buy the streaming? Once you have the disc,
Is there
you
really
have it.
that much content where you can't acquire it over, online
Yes.
some way?
The Mask of Demetrios, which
All
is
right.
a great movie that is not available anywhere. I had to buy that.
There was a VHS I wanted,
Okay,
and
of
I
what?
did have to go to eBay and purchase it. And the first thing I did was then digitize it into my computer so I could get rid of the VHS.
You should have resold the VHS if you digitized it, and then you get your money back.
Well,
I guess
how
that's
are
true.
what are the DVDs or the VHS tapes? I mean, we have Legacy Box that's a fine client
Yeah.
where they talk about get rid of your tapes because they do
Yeah.
rot, right?
Yeah,
or
but-
they do disintegrate, not rot though.
Today we're talking about discs. I have seen for years
Compact
even-
discs.
Yeah, even back into the days of the Mike O'Mara show, the Don and Mike show, we would save best of. We'd burn them to CD.
I remember those days.
It
but
would
that
be
was
more
the
permanent.
1990s.
Yeah, but we thought in the 90s that would be more permanent than putting it, say, on magnetic tape. Which
I
is
think
what
we all
had.
did. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
we all thought
sure.
that would be around for a while. Yeah, Josh, you were going to say something about it?
No, I agree. That's how it was. But then you have to convert them further so they don't go bad.
When I was putting together some best of for this show of our days on terrestrial radio, I found out that the discs are literally, the data is decaying in the discs. So it goes away after a while. So that's a smite against physical media. But I thought if I bought a store-bought Blu-ray DVD, I'd be safe. Unless, of course, it's a Warner Brothers DVD and they've gotten thousands of complaints that their Blu-rays have started to look like this.
Oh, so they actually look like they're
They're
rotting.
they-
rotting. They
went
are
with a
rotting.
cheap chemical compound.
Yeah, and it's all traced to one DVD manufacturer, I believe in New Jersey. Yeah, but the rot is corrosion between the disc's protective layer and the reflective layer. Now, DVDs should be more resilient because they do a better job than on a CD, but still, these Warner Brothers DVDs are just rotting and stopping they can't be played.
Are they petroleum products?
It does not say.
Why do I think that?
I think so. That sounds right.
Yeah, because I think videotape, and DVDs might be made, from big oil, baby.
Well, the back of the disc is made of plastic instead of aluminum. That's on a CD. So degradation in DVDs is less common. And if you have a rotten Warner Brothers DVD, you can contact Warner Brothers, perhaps for a refund or a replacement.
I have 7 left of my not DVDs, but I have 7 VHS tapes left.
Okay,
and they're all the same theme. It's a series, 7 series, parts 1 through 7 of Taboo, Brother on Brother Love.
Oh, I thought you were going with the Girls Gone Wild collection.
Okay. This is a true story. This is how
Yes.
old I am.
Yeah,
I go back to Betamax.
Yes, so too.
Which was at the beginning. I think they came out around the same time, regular VHS tapes, but the Betamax was more common for the consumer. Because I think they wanted to have a smaller format for consumers, and I not only got a Betamax tape player, but I went to the local tape store, the VHS store where they rented them. And I will never forget my very first 2 Betamax rentals that I got. I put the normal one on top and the naughty one on the bottom. I got On Golden Pond.
No, that's the naughty one.
And Debbie Does Dallas. I swear to God, I remember it. It was in Laurel, Maryland.
Is this in the day where the dirty ones were in a separate section, like
yes,
in the back room?
Yes.
Go through the beads.
I've told the story about my mom and dad where I called my mom and I said, I saw this great movie, Mom. It's got Melanie Griffith. It's got Harrison Ford. It's called Working Girls. No, Working Girl. And they got Working Girls.
Oh, no.
And my father, the joke was in our family for years and years where Dad said, I couldn't believe what it was. I was shocked. And then my dad said I was even more shocked the second time I watched it. So it was down in South Glastonbury, Connecticut, where, and if I remember correctly, it was in a separate room behind like beads. Hanging down,
right,
where you would actually go into, into the room. It's before the kids nowadays, they can access all that content all the time. But it was weird.
I'm looking at some of the tapes that have been, some of the discs that have been returned. I don't think you're going to be affected. Do you still have your complete seasons of Entourage?
And those are rotting?
Yes, Entourage is rotting.
All right.
Elvis Presley 10-disc set, rotting. Now, this one I have to check because I have this. All the seasons of the Dukes of Hazzard. I haven't checked to see if mine are rotting yet.
You have a DVD set of all the episodes?
Only the first 3 seasons because it's sort of fell apart.
Are you sure they're still there?
No, I'm not.
Have you been into your collection at all to check on, whether anything's rotting?
Let me go. You know what? Since the Dukes of Hazzard is mentioned by name, let me go grab them right now.
Or just grab some random ones and see if there's anything that looks. And find your oldest ones, Rob. Find your oldest ones. That might be a good test.
Yeah. Or he comes back and Carrie already eBayed them. Yes. They might not even be there.
He drives back in a Kia Sorento with that. It's been an interesting show for him today. A lot going on. But, this man, he is probably – I know where he's going now, Josh. He's walking back to the front of his house, near the water heater and everything. And that's where he's got stacks of stuff.
Well, no, he keeps them alphabetized. That's why
the albums, the record. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No,
you keep
DVDs
the record
as well.
You keep the record albums alphabetized out in the main room. Correct?
No, they're in the we had a utility room that I had the sink taken out of, and I put my album shelves in there. And they're alphabetized by
with your DVDs.
DVDs are on separate shelves. They're also alphabetized. CDs are on different shelves.
Did you grab anything for me?
I did, Mike. I brought the first DVD I ever bought.
All right.
Would you like to guess what it is? It's one of our favorites.
let's see, one of our favorites or one of your favorites?
Oh, definitely one of our favorites.
Our favorites. Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
No, that's a good guess.
No.
The first DVD I ever bought was the Blues Brothers. All right,
Good
so
choice.
let's open and see if it's rotting.
All right, very good.
Okay, let's take a
what
look
it
at
looks
it
like.
here. Let's see. I'll hold it up to the camera. How's that look? I'm kidding.
It's totally rotting, Rob.
This is beautiful, pristine almost.
Yeah,
Nice.
because you keep it humidified properly.
Oh, come on.
That's it that you have back there.
You know what? It's
no.
always a bit of jealousy, I think, with you that I have all this physical media at my fingertips.
I
Did you
couldn't
grab
be
Dukes
less
of Hazzard?
jealous.
I
Since
did.
that was on the list.
All 3 seasons. Which
Wow.
season do you want to go to? 1, 2, or 3? Pick
One,
All
obviously
right.
one, because that might be the oldest.
So, Mike, here's the cover with Catherine Bach on the General Lee and Bo and Luke and Gail and Bill.
Man, would you ever? Well, I just can't imagine sitting down and popping that in a machine to
Look
watch
at them working on the General Lee. Such
it. They're
busy
wonderful.
boys.
Look, it's for their ass, showing their asses.
See,
There's a similar album cover to the Brothers on Brothers Taboo series.
well, they're cousins, so it's not as taboo.
Cousins!
All right, let's look at the. Oh, it's a 2-sided disc. Okay on that side. Okay on that side. I might have dodged the bullet.
Well,
might have dodged
the
the
the way you'll really be able to tell will be to pop it in a machine today and find out if indeed it has a problem.
Yeah,
Because
I'm
that's
going to have
when
to
you would
watch
really
all
know.
all 70 episodes.
I
of
don't
the
think
Dukes
you
of
tell they're
Hazzard.
bad by seeing a physical degradation with that. You
I'll
know?
have to check. See, the Dukes of Hazzard was very important to me when I was in the 3rd grade.
This little swim in the inside of your brain is giving me a headache. So I think it's but good luck with all of your DVDs. I
Mike,
hope you do
and
well with
good
it.
luck with all of your streaming video, and I hope that your modem doesn't rot.
My printer worked well today.
Yeah, it
You know,
did.
before we
Flawless.
go
Oh,
to break,
stop
I
the
do
music.
want to say I put out a TMOS Extra without you guys last night.
Oh God,
So-
we forgot that completely to
Yeah,
promote.
since it's the end of the week, I want to mention that.
Yeah, because it's also opening day.
It is.
Yeah.
And so opening day, Josh and his brother, the greatest, biggest Oriole fans in the entire planet,
Yes.
they put out a
So-
TMOS Extra talking about
Yes.
opening day.
Yeah, and the plan was we were going to talk about kind of excited for this season, why you should hop on board with the Birds. And then I ended up yesterday, I put on Field of Dreams in the background. And Kelly got into it because she had never watched it before, which then turned into us sitting there and watching the entire movie.
Did you cry?
Of course. Of course. And then she's like, I don't get it. Are they ghosts? And I was like, wait, you have no concept of this
She'd
movie?
never seen it before?
She'd never seen it before, knew
Okay.
nothing about it.
Wow.
Just knew Kevin Costner looked really young and got sucked in.
So is it an emotional episode of an extra? Is it kind of touching?
Well, I pivoted and said, you know what?
Pivot.
Let me call my dad as well and bring him on and kind of just talk about being Oriole fans and as a family.
You know, I can safely say that when my son came running in this week to tell me that the Giants had signed Russell Wilson, and I said, he is now a Giants fan just like me, and we're going to be able to share that for a long, long time. There's just nothing, that connection, and it's just special. It really is. It's. I'm sorry, Rob. I just can't help it. I'm looking at you right now.
No, go on. Talk about the link between a house with a father that lives at home and shares. Go more. No.
Well,
Josh's
can't-
TMOS Extra.
You
Yes.
can't have completed your thought.
Carrie and Robert had a great moment this weekend.
They
bonding
did.
over sports.
And you know what? I think the bond between a man and a woman and her broken
this
car is just the greatest. It's one
so
you can share.
You reminisce on the TMOS.
So we reminisce a little bit.
That's wonderful.
Yeah. And my dad has tech issues, so he joined from his phone. So
That's
it
worth
worked.
getting it.
We
right
got
there.
through it.
All. If you're a bonus show subscriber, check it out. You'll enjoy that
It'll end up in
TMOS
your
Extra
feed, yes.
with Mr. Soroka. We'll take a break and come back with some video.
Great video.
right here, the Mike O'Mara Show. That's great. I love that. So check it out. Oops, let me do that. Thank you very
Oops.
much. Oopsies, oopsies. Hey, struggling to shed those last 5 to 10 pounds? Microdosing with semi-glutide or semaglutide. Since I got called out on the pronunciations of some of this
Yeah.
stuff. Semaglutide or tirzepatide
Ah!
might just be the game changer you've been looking for. And the best part, no BMI requirement. Whether you're just looking to fine-tune your weight loss or break through a plateau, Carla's got you covered. You see, at dermglowskin.com, it's a simple process. Take the quick online quiz, get doctor approval, and then have your treatment shipped straight to your door. I am running across people on a daily basis that have gotten on these medications and have lost weight. It's great to see, because one guy that I play at Happy Valley, I play golf with him, and I'm not kidding, I'm not exaggerating. I did not recognize him because he's lost so much weight. It's fantastic. You get the results.
Wow.
Payment plans are available, so reaching your goals has never been more accessible. Why wait? Get started today at dermglowskin.com and take the first step toward the body you want, everybody. Let's get to the beautiful video right now.
Hey, I like that. Some beautiful video.
Cherry time.
Oh, Charlie Van Dyke.
Ladies and gentlemen, Charlie Van Dyke.
KHJ Los Angeles.
I believe that jingle is actually used in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, that KHJ jingle. So listen for it.
KHJ.
Now, today's beautiful video features people that are misbehaving in the news.
Okay.
Don't you hate someone who misbehaves?
Has a meltdown or something like that?
Well,
Is that
some
what we're
maybe
talking
just
about?
in different directions like this. These daughters, they definitely overreacted when their mom took away the Wi-Fi. You don't want to, misbehave when you do that.
3 teenage girls are in custody tonight after police say they plan to kill their own mother. And they say that it's all because their mom turned off the Wi-Fi. It happened overnight on Barker's Crossing near Barker Cypress in northwest Harris County. That's where we find Fox 26's Jade Fleury on this disturbing story.
I like this reporter.
Jade.
Well, fortunately, the Harris County Sheriff's Office says that the teen's mom was not seriously injured after her own daughters tried to stab her with knives. And we spoke with some nearby neighbors who tell us that disturbances happen frequently at the family home.
They're known for that in this neighborhood. There's always cops around that house.
A family dispute turned violent. The Harris County Sheriff's Office says a mother was assaulted by her own teenage daughters for turning off the Wi-Fi.
Now, I have to ask, if you have a neighbor where cops are always showing up,
Yes.
look into it. I mean, I've had cops show up once or twice in the 10 years I've lived here. Once was for me because of a smoke alarm deal. But if they have cops showing up all the time, there's obviously trouble. And
I agree. I think that's important.
But what are you supposed to do?
Well, you just you
turn
find
the
out what's
Wi-Fi
going
back on is what you do.
No, you just check them out, and you keep an eye on them, and you also check your engine light.
Mike, don't you see? That's not
give
funny.
the kids your Wi-Fi password.
That's too soon is what that is.
Good luck. Good luck.
And good luck to you.
Thank you.
Here's another guy who misbehaved. Sometimes if you're at your job and you have to go to the bathroom and it doesn't allow you to go to the bathroom.
The job doesn't?
Your job, well, like us. If we were doing a show and I said, I got to stop everything because I got to go pee.
Right.
You couldn't do it because it's got to keep going.
We've done it.
We've done that.
We've done it.
All right, but we shouldn't do it.
We just let you run off.
Do you guys want to help at all or anything? Just let me know.
Go ahead. Play your thing.
Okay. This is a teacher who was up to no good.
Okay.
Developing tonight,
this guy,
Phoenix elementary school teacher, is facing
like
felony charges, accused of urinating in a can in front of the class.
Oh, no.
Square News journalist Jade Cunningham has more on why he says he did it.
I spent 20 years in the Army.
In a YouTube video posted 5 years ago by Kurt Hinton, Hinton talks about how teaching is in his DNA.
Nice audio, by the way.
Elementary school teaching, and I know
Someone's
that I can
teach him
make
how to
an
rip a
impact
YouTube video.
to hopefully
really.
a few kids, if not all the kids, and their families, and most importantly, the community tying us all together.
Now an English teacher at Wilson Elementary, he's facing charges of 4 felony counts of indecent exposure after allegedly urinating while in a classroom.
Oh.
We're going to keep an eye on this case.
I have so many questions, and that's why local news never answers them. Wouldn't you say? Now, here's the deal. If he is literally showing his unit, then I feel differently. If he is sneaking it behind the desk where
under
no
the
one can
teacher's desk.
see him, but if he got busted, that means they did see him.
I know. It could have just been sloppy. Who knows?
And it's got to be hard with a can.
No, it doesn't.
because
Actually,
you hear-
it can't be hard.
Because you hear the right?
Yeah, and the small hole.
Hold on.
Excuse me, sir. Sir.
I had to do my own sound effect.
I think it's a winner.
Forget the Sprite challenge. We have a new show challenge next week.
Hold on, I'm going to try it.
Can challenge?
The can challenge.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, to Wilson Elementary for exclusive interview with the English teacher. Sounds like the teacher's older.
I could do better.
Is that true?
Yeah.
It would be a different sound 20 years ago.
Yeah, teacher's got some prostate problems.
Yeah, well, there's not.
So my chin. All right, that's it. This is
Mike, and of course, you know
America.
Wilson High School, the home of the Fighting Ketones.
Oh, my God. Wow. The ketones. Very good.
All right, let's close with this. Oh, just because we have to.
I never.
That's all.
Thank
Okay,
you.
so
I love the quick clips of them. That's fantastic.
You turn 105. What do you want for your birthday? A care home through a rave for a 105-year-old resident. Let's close with this. Beautiful. Look at her. Stunning after all these years. Yay! They're going in for a rave in Derbyshire. Yes.
Care home. God bless her.
That old man behind her, that's her grandson.
Wow.
Kidding.
Beautiful.
Now, I want you to see some of the footage of the rave. Look at this.
Hilda's great rave.
This was put on by the mom from Landman.
That's awesome.
Now, what's great is I was accustomed to seeing people with pacifiers at a rave, but I'd never seen so many diapers.
Wonderful. Adult version. Thank you, Robb Spewak. We appreciate that. We have a great bonus show this week. Make sure you subscribe. And we got brand new hats. Where the hell's the hat?
Yeah, put the hat on, Mike. Come on. Use your head.
Aren't they beautiful? I made them.
Oh, I love those.
Yes, thank you, Parker. We will be back with a bonus show tomorrow. Subscribe, enjoy, have fun. For Josh Soroka and Robb Spewak, this is Mike O'Mara saying so long, everybody, and get your cruise cabins. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Check your engines.
Want more? Make sure you check out the Mike O'Mara bonus show. Get it at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Mike O'Mara, radio entertainment.
Stripping down butt naked, bending over, all you could see was cellulite hanging in pubic hair.
What do I do?